SEC football week 9 as we play a game I like to call Monday Morning Quarterback. All of my takeaways, reactions, thoughts on what happened over the weekend. We will start in Jacksonville, Florida, the world's largest outdoor cocktail party, as Georgia takes down the Gators by a final score of 43-20. And guys, Florida is who we thought they were. That's what this really comes down to. You know, people got this idea of, is Florida this? They're on the rise. They're on the up and up because they went to Columbia and beat a bad South Carolina team. And I think folks got this idea that, man, they're this offensive juggernaut. They're this, to that. No, they just took advantage of the Gamecocks. And Georgia very, very quickly reminded us of that. They very quickly reminded us of that. Guys, this game was 43-13. This game was 36-7 in the third quarter, right? Graham Mertz, give him credit. He was efficient. 25 of 34, 230 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Carson Beck continues his fantastic season. 19 of 28, 315, 2 touchdowns, no picks in his football game. Georgia got the running game going, which was really impressive. Edwards, 15 for 96 and 2 touchdowns. Milton went 13 for 55 and a touchdown. Gators got a little bit of Montreal Johnson, 9 for 82, but all in all could not get enough running game going. And guys, Georgia, like we said, they're getting later in the season. No Brock Bowers, no problem, right? That made this so impressive, but they're kind of just ramping up. They lulled us to sleep early in the season. Guys, by the time we get to end of November, this thing is going to be a well-oiled machine, and Georgia is going to be the best team in college football. That's how it's going to go down. But I was not surprised by this at all, guys. I did not place a bet on it, but if I had, I would have taken Georgia to cover the 14 or 14.5. I thought Florida was frauds. I did not believe in them after beating South Carolina and Columbia. And sure enough, I was proven correct that Florida was absolutely no match for the Georgia Bulldogs. I like Billy Napier. I think he's going to do big things in Gainesville, but they've got a long, long way to go before they are competing with the Georgia Bulldogs. Guys, to the Plains we go. Auburn takes down Mississippi State by a final score of 27-13. Auburn jumped all over State. This game was 24-3 at halftime. And as our good friend Chris Doring mentioned, how about Peyton Thorne, the quarterback position, finally doing something positive for the Auburn Tigers? 20 of 26, 230 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks on the day. By far, his best performance of the season. Jarquez Hunter also went off. He had great balance, 17 for 144, 8.5 yards per carry. Also Thorne, 8 carries for 38 yards, 4.8 yards per touch. They distributed the football. A lot of different guys touched the football. Johnson, 2 catches for 59 yards and a touchdown. Fairweather, 4 for 31 at the tight end spot. Hooks for 1 for 27 for a touchdown. Jarquez Hunter, even at running back, 2 for 26. So all in all, a complete performance by Auburn. Mississippi State, it's really tough, man, when you don't have your quarterback in Will Rogers, you don't have Woody Marks. It's really putting you behind the 8 ball. They got a great opportunity upcoming this weekend, though, as they take on Kentucky on the home field in Starkville. But just really tough sledding. Really tough sledding for the Mississippi State Bulldogs, and no match for Auburn on Saturday. To Lexington, Kentucky, guys. Kentucky falls to Tennessee on their home field. Tennessee getting a big road win in Lexington by a final score of 33-27. Guys, I'm going to say this right now, and you may not like it, but because Kentucky is on the schedule, I watched some of this Tennessee-Kentucky game. If these two teams played tomorrow, Kentucky would whoop South Carolina's ass. I don't see anything that says differently. Now, the good news is this: they don't play tomorrow. And South Carolina has Kentucky on their home field. That's the best thing you got going for you. Because Devin Leary got it rolling. He figured it out right. His breakout game, I would say, 28 of 39, 372, 2 touchdowns, no picks. But Tennessee able to overcome. Joe Milton was efficient, 18 of 21, 228, a touchdown, no interceptions. They got the running game going with Jalen Wright, 11 for 120, a touchdown. Dylan Sampson, 17 for 75. Jabari Small even gets into the action as well. Kentucky not able to run the football, that really, really good front seven for Tennessee. And guys, we talked about it. This was a game, if Tennessee's going to get to say that 9-3 mark and have the kind of year they want to have, they had to win this one. They had to win this one. So a big time confidence building win, guys. You go on the road in the night at the SEC. It's always going to be a big win. And for Kentucky, I know their fan base is upset. I know they're reeling, and to not protect your home field in a game like this is extremely disappointing. But I will say, I think it's encouraging for the Cats to see Devin Leary play at that level, right? To play at that level. You get Dane Key and Berrien Brown going. Key went off 7 for 113, a touchdown. Berrien Brown, 5 for 58, a touchdown for him as well. Also, your tight end, Dingle, went 4 of 61. So there's positives for Kentucky on the offensive side. Defensively, not so much, sort of letting Tennessee do whatever they wanted. But Kentucky's going to be a dangerous team coming into Columbia in a few weeks. But Tennessee with a big, big road win, outlasting the Wildcats in this football game. And guys, finally, Ole Miss takes down a hapless Vanderbilt squad. Final score of 33-7. This one was pure domination, Ole Miss, guys. I thought Vandy would hang in there plus 25.5. They lose this game by 26, believe it or not, right at the number. Vegas is really, really good. 26-0 after the first half. Ole Miss led this game, put it in cruise control after that. Jackson Dart, 19 for 28, 240, a touchdown, a pick. Vandy just has no clue at quarterback, man. They threw for a combined, guys, 60 yards. 60 yards. Taylor went 4 of 12 for 38. Ken Seals, 4 for 8 for 22. The Vandy's just a really, really bad football team. Quinshad Junkins got going 17 for 124, 2 touchdowns. What you'd expect, right? Home game at night, Ole Miss completely outmatches the Vanderbilt Commodores, and they win this thing in convincing fashion. Not a surprise at all. And a game that if you're looking at for South Carolina, you've got them next weekend. You should be able to get things rolling in a positive direction if you're the Gamecocks when the Commodores come to town.